तर SIP मंथली नाही आहे, मंथली पण आहे, पण ते क्वार्टरली आणि अॅन्युअली पण आहे सर.
क्वार्टर पण असू शकतो, अॅन्युअली पण असू शकतो, बट इट इज लाईक अ रिकरिंग डिपॉझिट.
फ्लेक्सिबल आहे.
Yes, flexible. Okay, can you all see the screen now? Is it visible? Can you all see the newspaper?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let's go for today's newspaper. Of course, today's news will be flooded with the Ram Temple construction, or Ram Temple, what you can say, the inauguration, which has been done in yesterday. Check. Morning is incomplete without Indian Express. Okay, so Modi marks the mandir. Then he says Ram belongs to everyone. Ram is within everyone. Ram's niti is Bhaya bin huye na prit. Without fear, Bhaya bin huye na prit. Without fear, there is no love. Then considering COVID, path of Maryada shown by Ram is even more essential. So the right wing or the Prime Minister Modi is trying to accommodate everyone, like every culture, every what you can say, every ideology into the Ram. That is what is mentioned here. So Ram belongs to everyone. Ram is within everyone. So August 15, August 5, PM draws parallel with the struggle for freedom. So that is mentioned that on 15th of August, we have got freedom from the British, and he must have, what you can say, compared it with the independence of India. So you just read it out. Opposition responds by invoking Ram and unity, avoids BJP's reference. That is what is mentioned here. You just read it out. It is again a political news. Right hand side, there is one more article, that is 1 year of August 5. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor exists after talk of polls and 4G. So Lieutenant Governor of the Jammu and Kashmir, as we have seen that Jammu and Kashmir has been created as a union territory. So Lieutenant Governor has been appointed in Jammu and Kashmir. So he exits after talk of polls. Elections is going to be conducted in the Jammu and Kashmir. That is what is mentioned here. You just read this article. Then going to the India-China issue. The India to China proposal to step back further is untenable and not acceptable. So India has said it to the China. So the fifth round of Corps of Commander level military talks failed to break the deadlock in the 14-week border crisis in eastern Ladakh after rejected Chinese demands for further disengagement on the line of actual control as an untenable, official sources told the Indian Express. So 2 days after the talks were held, the high-powered China study group reviewed the Chinese proposal Tuesday and asked the army to convey that the proposal of mutual and equal disengagement at Pangong was not acceptable to India. So the demand of the China that both the countries should further disengage from the troops which have been deployed on the Pongsong Dam on the lake. So India has not accepted their demand. So just read this article, because we are seeing we are keeping our watch on this particular issue between India and China for the last what you can say the 2-3 months. So you will be understanding after reading what the issue going on between India and China. Then going to the next. So here there is an advertisement about IS Baba, which says that this website has redefined the UPS and IS preparation through online coaching. So more than 100%, 100 plus successful candidates are from IS Baba. Check it, chaliye. Going to the next page. Do you know whenever you search anything for UPSC, the first which website comes on the Google, that is IS Baba? Anyone knows why it is like that? Why the first website is IS Baba?
Most searched, maybe.
Most searched. So, but we don't search IS Baba, we search UPSC. But when you search UPSC, IS Baba's website will come on the first, what you can say, first link of the IS Baba comes. You know what is the reason for that? Anyone from the computer science background? Do you know there is something called search engine optimization, SEO, in online marketing? In online marketing, you can you can optimize your website by search engine optimization. Means whenever you search something, then first your first website will come. So there are some ways through which it can be done. But again, we will discuss it sometime again. Going to the explain page, today's explain page. Let me check it out if there is any editorial for today. No editorial. Directly go to the editorial. Yes, here you can see that 8 milestones in the journey of Ram Temple. So how the journey of the moment for the construction of the Ram Temple has been started in 1858 onwards. So you can see 1858, it's the same year when the revolt of the Great Revolt of the 1858 took place. So since then, the case is going on. So that all the timelines, each milestones have been given here. You just read it out. What is the significance of Ayodhya and August 5? That is also explained. For decades, India's politics has been shaped by a tussle between two competing grand ideas, composite nationalism and cultural nationalism. So have you ever heard this term called composite, or what you can say the culture? Have you ever seen this word composite culture anywhere while you are preparing for UPSC? What is composite culture? Anyone has heard this term or read this term composite culture anywhere in the polity, economy?
Sir, Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb.
Yes, Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb. So in fundamental duty on the Constitution of India, there is one fundamental duty which says that it is a duty of every citizen of India to respect the composite nationalism. So here there are two divergent ideas in India now, that Indian politics has been shaped by the tussle between two competing grand ideas. One idea about India which says that India should be a composite nation. Composite nation means which will be included all types of culture together, which will give what you can say where there will be flourishing of diverse culture, and there will be equal respect for diverse culture, and we will cherish that diversity in terms of cultural diversity, religious diversity, linguistic diversity, or you can say the diversity in terms of ideas, diversity in terms of clothing patterns, like diversity in terms of language, like. And there is one more idea that is called as cultural nationalism, where there is more homogenization of the Indian culture. Homogenization means what? Where we should be able, where we can have what you can say one language, one culture, one attitude, one thinking, one idea. Because many people believe that one culture, one idea, one language will lead to more unity, and that more unity will lead to more what you can say the stronger nation. But there is one more idea which says that we should allow the cultures, we should allow what you can say the composite culture, where all types of diverse what you can say the culture should be flourished. So that is what is mentioned here. So this temple building is considered as a step towards what is homogenization of Hinduism, because we know that within Hinduism also, within Hindu religion also, there is a lot of diversity. There are diverse philosophies, there are diverse ways, there are diverse gods, there are diverse deities, there are diverse what you can say the ideas, there are diverse ways of what you can say the thinking. Like if you can go that there is a Bhakti movement, there is Vaishnavism, there is what you can say, there are various types of philosophical ideas, there is what you can say Lingayat movement, there is what you can say the Varkari movement, there is Vaishnavite movement, there are various types of what you can say diversity within Hinduism. But some people believe that this diversity is a reason for the backwardness of the country. So we need to create a homogeneous society which will lead to more unity, and that more unity will lead to more progress or development, and that more progress and development of the country will lead, which helps in making India a Vishwa Guru, a leader of the world. So these are two types of diverse ideas are going on. Since independence, since 1950 to 2000, the idea of composite nationalism was dominant. The people were accepting that ideas. But we can say that in last 20 to 25 years, the idea of cultural nationalism, the idea of homogenization, the idea of making what you can say the one culture is what you can say gaining more what you can say the impetus. So that is what is mentioned here. So you need to understand this changing trend, this changing what you can say the ideology of the people, because many people believe that we should become a cultural nation rather than become a composite nationalism. So there are various types of nationalism, because we have seen nationalism means the idea of nation. So the idea of the nation,
धार्मिक राष्ट्रवाद ना सर.
So the idea of the nation should be that India should be a composite nation or it should be a cultural nation. That is what the two grand ideas are there, and there is a tussle between these two ideas. So the laying foundation of the Ram temple marks the demise of the old political consensus and the beginning of the new journey. So got it? This is a very, very important event in the social history of India. Yes. Anything? Anyone wants to ask something about it?
सर धार्मिक राष्ट्रवाद ना सर, कल्चरल
धार्मिक
नेशनलिज्म।
नहीं है, ये सांस्कृतिक राष्ट्रवाद है, धार्मिक राष्ट्रवाद तो नहीं है। कल्चरल, कल्चरल नेशनलिज्म, जिसको सांस्कृतिक राष्ट्रवाद कहा जाता है, कि that there are some what you can say the forces in the country which are trying to create a homogeneous culture. As per them, that if we create a homogeneous culture, then only India can become a powerful nation. But there are few people who also believe that that homogenization will lead to more disintegration rather than creating unity. So what do you think? That then you need to have a opinion on that, whether we should go for composite nationalism or whether we should go for the cultural nationalism. Fine. So read this article.
Yes, sir.
What is the issue? Fine. Chalo.
Yes, sir.
Then from assertive Jai Shri Ram, a reason to move to gentler Jai Shri Ram. Earlier, it was a assertive Jai Shri Ram. Now it is a gentler Jai Shri Ram. That is why the Prime Minister says that Ram belongs to all. He did not say that Ram belongs only to Hindus. He said that Ram belongs to all. So what they are trying now? What the BJP or the right wing are trying, that they are trying to accommodate each and every culture, each and every caste, each and every what you can say, people of the language of the people into this what you can say the new nation. So that is what is called as New India. Fine. Okay. So that is what is mentioned, that how there is a shift from assertive Jai Shri Ram to a gentler Jai Shri Ram.
But sir, the process they are using, this is also assertive only.
But as per Devayani O'Neill, as per her, it is that is gentler Jai Shri
Okay.
Ram. That could be your opinion, but it is an opinion of the writer of this article. So why she's saying
Yes.
so? Why she's saying so? Why they are shifting from assertive Jai Shri Ram to gentler Jai Shri Ram? That you will come to know by reading this article. Going to the today's editorial, brick and milestone. Obviously, this is related to the what you can say the temple construction which has been started yesterday. So August 5 is the culmination of moments that powered the BJP's idea of India. How it takes forward is the test. So how it takes forward the idea of the new India, that is what is the test, what is mentioned here. So you just read this article to understand what are the challenges, what are the problems, what are the issues, or what is the way forward. So after the August 5, that is after the laying down of the foundations of the Ram temple. With MNREGA's help, now coming to the economy, MNREGA, all of you know, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. It has helped to mitigate increased rural distress due to COVID. Now focus on getting people back to normal work. So we know that during this lockdown situation, the demand for the rural job has been increasing. So MNREGA has helped a lot. It has helped in mitigating, in reducing the distress in the rural areas. But now we cannot afford to keep the people engaged in this MNREGA forever. We need to focus getting people back to their normal work. Because in MNREGA, we give only unskilled workers. So many people who are skilled, they are working in this unskilled job. So it is the duty of the government to bring back the unskilled workers who are working in the MNREGA to their normal work. So read this article. Then right hand side, there is an article written by Rakesh Sinha. As we have seen yesterday, that Rakesh Sinha has witnessed both the events: demolition of demolition of Babri Masjid and the building of the Ram construction that is mentioned here. So the road from Shah Bano to Shilanyas to Bhumi Pujan via mobile typewriter and Vajpayee. So he has written an article how the situation has what you can say changed, that is mentioned here. So to right hand side, there is one article written by Rohini Hattangadi. Anyone knows who is Rohini Hattangadi?
Actress.
ते
She
सिरियल
is
मध्ये
an
काम करते.
actor. She has actor, and she has worked in Gandhi movie, and she has played a character of Kasturba, the wife of Mahatma Gandhi. So she has written an article today to Sir with Gratitude, that is Ibrahim Al-Kazi, was meticulous about the craft of theater and caring guru. So I guess Ibrahim Al-Kazi might have died, or it might be a birth anniversary or death anniversary, something. So she has written an article to gratitude to the Ibrahim Al-Kazi, who was an Indian theater artist. Going to the next page for COVID and empathy primer. In times of great physical vulnerability, when we yearn for authoritative voices to lead us out of confusion, we also need to listen our outsider self, written by Rukmini Iyer. So write it out. What is the problem? How these people are facing the vulnerable sections. That is mentioned here. Then going to the next article at right hand side, there's an article written by Surya Prakash, A New Equality Enduring Changes. Abrogation of Article 31735A has brought people of Jammu and Kashmir into the ambit of egalitarian laws, created possibilities of development. So yes, Surya Prakash might be the former chairman of Prasar Bharati. So he has written that how the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A may lead to what we can say egalitarian laws, which will be equal to everyone, and how it can create a possibility of the development that he has mentioned there. Fine. Going to the next, a long awaited resolution, abrogation of Article 370, settling of Ram Mandir dispute signals a new beginning, written by Shesh Narayan Singh. Shesh Narayan Singh is a political analyst. He has written an article about how abrogation of Article 370 and Ram temple issue can signal a new beginning. So just read this article. So some of the pictures have been given. So now, no difference now, Ram of all, present in all. That is what been said by Bhagavad. So here there are two types of indication, because we know that in India there is a lot of what you can say the caste system, because some of the lower caste were considered as untouchables earlier. They had certain issues with the type of what you can say the Hinduism. So that is what I'm saying, that Ram is of all. All of all means all caste people of Hinduism, all culture, all languages, because we know that there is a lot of diversity. There is a lot of diversity, what you can say, the ideological differences within Hinduism also. So that is what the RSS chief is trying to say, that Ram belongs to all. Then going to the next page, I'll go to the economics page for today. 6 minutes are left. So there are some statements given by some political leaders about the destruction, construction of the Ram Mandir. So legitimization of Babri destruction, official status to one religion. That is what being said by the left organization. Asaduddin Owaisi say Modi laid the foundation of Hindu Rashtra. So victory of majoritarianism over liberty and equality. That is what he said. So just read it out what Asaduddin Owaisi is talking about this particular event. Today's economic news, DGFT in overall mode to address trade issues, focus on building on capacities to accelerate exports. So we know that many times what we are seeing that that in the export of the India is decreasing in last few what I can say the years. So the Director General of the Foreign Trade is trying to overhaul the mode to address the issues related to trade in India, and to solve the problems or to solve the issues by increasing what you can say increasing the export of the India. That is what is mentioned here. So just read it out. You will get some points. What are the pressing issues of the trade in India? Right hand side there is one picture given of the breaking signage of the Bombay Stock Exchange. Then to gear up 5G, that is fifth generation telecommunication, IoT telecom department to retrain officers, create export pool. Checking. So global rally in the precious metals, safe haven demand push gold above 55,000 mark. So we can see that many people are investing in gold now, which is a traditional way of investment. So many people are investing in gold, and that is what leading to increase in the prices of gold. It has become 55,000 per 10 gram. So Byju's acquires White Hat Junior for $300 million. Byju's is again one of the one of the emerging startup of India. So they have acquired some of the shares of White Hat. So just read it out what is White Hat and what is that acquisition means for them. Check. Government widens China app ban to cover more from Xiaomi and Baidu. So these two, you can say, the applications have also been banned by government. National Company Law Tribunal to decide on resolution plan of RCOM and RTL on August 19. So you need to know what is National Company Law Tribunal and how it functions. So this is all for the today's newspaper. Because of what you can say, the Ram Temple foundation ceremony. So majority of the news are dominated by that particular event. So you can read this today's. There is only one news in the economy which is useful for the UPSC. That is the issues related to trade and the issues related to the exports in India. So remaining all are news related to the Ram Temple. If you have interest in such type of things, you can read it out. So we are left with 3 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Sir,
Yes, Taranum, boliye.
sir, is it mandatory on central government to pay GST compensation to state in case if state is not getting revenue collection?
Yeah, as per the law which is passed or as per the constitutional amendment which is made in the constitution, it is, of course, the government has to pay the compensation for the revenue loss of the state government, because it is that a particular provision is created by passing a law into the parliament. That is why it is mandatory for them to give it.
Sir, what if center is not ready to compensate? Then what action state can take?
The state government can go to the Supreme Court. They can file case against them.
Okay, sir. Fine. Thank you.
If they do not do it. But again, I don't think the union government will not pay it. The union government will try to pay it. हाँ, थोड़ा सा देर हो सकती है. There may be a delay in that, but the union government will pay the compensation to the state government.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Fine. Anything else?
Nothing, sir.
Check. Okay, Gitanjali, any doubts?
तर एमजी नरेगा आर्टिकल सोडून बाकीचे आर्टिकल हेल्प करणार आहेत का एक्झाम मध्ये?
आर्टिकल आणि तो ट्रेड इश्यूचा जो आर्टिकल आहे, जो इकॉनॉमी पेज वर आलेला होता की फॉरेन ट्रेड इज ट्राइंग टू export issue. So that article is important. That these two articles are important for UPSC point of view.
हाँ ठीक है. Okay. Thank you.
ठीक है. चलिए. So we'll stop it here today. Tomorrow we'll continue. And please, all of you pay your fees for this month. Fine. So it's a kind request to all of you to please pay the fees by tomorrow afternoon. Thank you so much. We'll continue tomorrow.